Police stations are equipped with cameras that aim to capture every word and movement, serving as a constant surveillance tool. However, even the most intelligent criminals can sometimes overlook this fact. Here are some moments when suspects forget they're on camera. Chris Watts, a husband and father of two, found himself in a chilling situation when he forgot that he was being captured on camera. Accused of murdering his entire family, Chris's defense fell apart as the evidence against him mounted.
Her phone's here. That's her purse. It's her medication. She takes these, her medication's still in here.
After pursuing a relationship with another woman, Chris decided to separate from his family. The escalating arguments culminated in a horrifying event on August 13, 2018, resulting in the strangulation of his wife Shannon and the smothering of his two daughters, who were subsequently hidden in oil drums to conceal their bodies. Chillingly, after committing the heinous act, Chris Watts continued with his day as if nothing had happened. However, it didn't take long for his family to be reported missing by a concerned friend, and their disappearance was quickly presumed to be a tragic case of foul play.
I can't get a hold of her. I've called, I've texted. Her car's in the garage, her shoes she wears every single day right in the front door.
Chris attempted to deceive others, feigned shock and denial, even going so far as to give multiple interviews to news channels pleading for his family's safe return.
Shanann, Bella, Celeste, if you're out there, just come back. Like, if somebody has her, just please bring her back.
Little did anyone know at the time the horrifying truth that lay behind his disingenuous plea. However, after failing a lie detector test while in police custody, a grueling 8-hour-long interrogation commenced. Initially, Chris Watts adamantly maintained his innocence, insisting that he had no knowledge of his family's whereabouts. However, as the interviews and polygraph tests wore on, cracks began to appear in his facade. Eventually, Chris requested to speak with his father, a pivotal moment where he would ultimately make a crucial mistake. In a moment of forgetfulness, Chris Watts failed to realize that he was being recorded and wrongly assumed that he had privacy in the room.
She heard him? Yeah. Well, no, I heard like a little commotion upstairs, but I didn't think anything of it. And then we went back upstairs and she was there. I could see, like, she caught up. Almost choking her girl. Did she kill him? They were blue. She choked both of them with that. I freaked out when she said me.
Unaware that his confession was being captured on camera, he candidly spoke to his father about the truth.
I heard him talking, and then there's another babies. That's what I feel horrible about. They're a freaking oil tank. Please God, forgive me for it.
However, his illusion of privacy was shattered as the detectives promptly re-entered the room, revealing that they had heard everything. Without delay, Chris Watts was arrested for his crimes. Months later, Chris Watts received his sentence, which consisted of 5 consecutive life sentences. This severe punishment reflected the gravity of his crimes and ensured that he would spend the rest of his life behind bars, serving justice for the murder of his family. In some cases, criminals may unknowingly exhibit incriminating behavior. Dawson McGee's case is an example of such a scenario where his behavior or actions might have raised suspicion. Dawson's troubled relationship with his family and his behavior towards his siblings had created a strained dynamic within the household. This background information sheds light on his character and the potential motives behind his actions. Dawson's fascination with Halloween masks and horror movies, coupled with his unsettling habit of wandering around the house in costume, added to the concerns about his behavior. Despite living with his mother, his actions seemed to escalate, raising even more red flags about his mental state. In his early 20s, Dawson's relationship with his mother deteriorated to the point where she asked him to move out. This angered Dawson, leading to a horrific incident on Halloween night in 2011, around 4:30 p.m. He mercilessly attacked his own mother, stabbing her 10 times in her neck and torso. Just 30 minutes later, when Dawson's sister Caitlin tried to contact their mother, there was no response, raising concern. The following day, Caitlin contacted the police, who discovered Kathleen's lifeless body in her room after forcing entry. It didn't take long for Dawson to become the prime suspect, and he was arrested the next day wearing a jacket stained with his mother's blood. However, it was Dawson's behavior during the interrogation that sealed his fate.
I want to talk to you about what happened to your mom.
People called me and said something happened at home to Mom. They were very bad. What happened to my mom?
Well, that's what I'm asking you.
I'm supposed to have an attorney?
You want to ask for an attorney?
Yeah.
Okay.
He believed that his eccentric habits and behaviors could be used as a defense of insanity if he exaggerated them a little bit to the officers. Unfortunately for him, this turned out to be a grave mistake. Observe how, as soon as he detects a detective entering the room, he abruptly adopts a peculiar act of hand movements and stuttered speech, as if trying to portray himself as mentally unstable.
Mom, they were very bad.
This footage proved sufficient for the jury to deem him mentally competent and subsequently sentenced him to 15 years in prison. However, what happens when suspects know they're being recorded? Upon entering the interrogation room, Russell Jones quickly became aware of the camera that was recording his every move and word. He was under investigation for the murder of Aaron Fryer, who had been brutally beaten to death. It was revealed that 2 other individuals, Ellen Fryer and her boyfriend George, had been apprehended in connection with the murder of Aaron Fryer. Russell Jones, who was also present when Ellen and George were arrested, was brought in for questioning. Russell maintained a friendly demeanor with the officer conducting the interrogation, emphasizing that he considered them to be the good ones.
You seem like a nice guy. The guy that I was talking to seemed like a nice guy, so...
No Sprite?
Perfect.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay. No.
Perfect. Now all I need is a cigarette and I'll be happy.
Russell was forthcoming about his personal business endeavors and seemed to have a friendly rapport with the officers even during the ride to the police station.
I actually started my own protection business.
Did you?
Yeah.
What kind of protection?
I know it's kind of risky, but I work with people 20 and younger, legally considered runaway type of age.
So you provide protection for runaways and get them like a place to live?
Yeah.
But as soon as Russell was left alone with the camera, his behavior took a dramatic turn. He displayed bizarre and guilty-looking actions.
You're listening in on my conversations, aren't you? I don't care if you're fed or not. I can still twist your little mind. Don't piss me off. So, we can do this the nice way and we negotiate, or we can do it the hard way and I can release my bipolar. Let's make a deal. Do-do-do-do. 1, thanks for the food. 2, I see Ellie and Gavin because they are both under my protection. 3, before you release Ellie to her parents, or parent, do a background check as well as a drug test. And if you find out that her mom is in fact doing drugs, you are to release her to me. But if you're one of those 2-timing, donut-eating piece of crap that don't like rules, a high school bully with a badge, I'm sorry, buddy, but I eat high school bullies for breakfast.
However, amidst his entertaining and amusing conversations with himself, Russell inadvertently starts revealing information about the case, even though he believes he's alone in the room.
Gavin and Ellie are to be released to me because the assault her father did the morning of the incident, defending a female, And I know everything that I'm saying is being recorded, and I'm doing it on purpose. Oh, it was really self-defense, so much as it was defending her.
It didn't take much for the police to secure conviction against Russell after reviewing the footage. However, due to the bizarre nature of his behavior, it took some time for them to determine whether Russell could be deemed legally insane. Eventually, he was sentenced to 18 to 15 years in prison, while his accomplices received 25-year sentences as the primary perpetrators of the crime.